Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel. And the world is crazy right now with everything being canceled and pushed back, and this COVID-19 virus just going completely insane, and our world is just kind of, I don't know, it's a mess. It's kind of really a mess, and all these movies are being canceled, which is why I'm making this video, because you know, if with all these movies being pushed back or canceled, like, we can't review anything on this channel. So what I'm going to do, I know Chris Stuckman is going to review a bunch of movies from 2019 that he never got a chance to see or that he hasn't seen yet. He's going to do some hilariosity reviews. What I'm going to do, what I've decided to do with my channel during this time, is I'm going to be reviewing a lot of streaming movies, because even before now, I really wanted to get into watching more Netflix movies and some more Hulu originals and some more Disney Plus originals. And in this video, I'm going to be reviewing this movie called Lost Girls, which just came out today on Friday as of recording this video. This movie just came out on Netflix. This movie stars Amy Ryan and Thomasin McKenzie, and it's this story about, it's kind of like Searching, if you guys ever watched that movie. It's essentially, she's the mother of 3 girls, and the oldest was just kind of, she's just kind of distant, you know, she doesn't have the best relationship with really all 3 of the mother and the 2 daughters, and you know, she has a lot of secrets and a lot of things that people don't really know about her, and she goes missing, and it's kind of the search for her. And this is based on a true story, and as you find out more things about this daughter, you know, you start to reveal that she was a prostitute, and the media is kind of dealing with her as a prostitute and as a sex worker. And during this investigation, they find 4 different bodies that is buried all in a line on the side of this road. And is it or is it not connected to these murders or to this missing person? And what is going on with this? And it's really about the media. It's about this mother's, you know, desperate, like, desire to find her daughter, and it's also about how the police is handling it. And this is a very frustrating movie to watch, and that is very much the point. You know, I was probably about halfway through the movie, and this movie was pissing me off just because it has some of the most incoherent and just terrible police that I've ever seen in a movie. And to be fair, when I started the movie, I did not know this was based on a true story. So if this actually happened, which it did, my God, these police are just so incompetent, and they just don't care. And maybe that's because they were dealing with prostitutes and they didn't care about them for whatever reason. And you have this mother who just, you know, she wants the media to be saying, oh, this daughter, this friend, you know, this woman was taken away and we don't know what happened to her. And instead the media is saying, oh, this hooker, this prostitute, this stripper, they're all, you know, going missing, they're all being killed. Is there a serial killer around? And it's all about those, you know, bigger words and those bigger things that they're throwing at it, rather than being the more human story that somebody's daughter is missing and she's desperately trying to find her. And it's a very strong message, and it's a very strong movie. And I think the issue is the movie was so frustrating to watch, and I think a lot of people watch this and just not enjoy the experience. I'm honestly not sure if I enjoyed this movie, but was I affected by this movie? Yes, I do think this movie could have had a bigger punch, and it could have, you know, drawn me in more. It's only an hour and 35 minutes, but it felt kind of slow. It didn't have me as invested as I wanted to be, although I was pretty damn invested into this movie. It didn't have that draw, and I think Amy Ryan is the biggest draw in this movie, and her performance, as well as Thomasin McKenzie as the middle child, the older sister to the very youngest, but still not, you know, not the oldest that went missing. But Thomasin McKenzie, if you don't know, she is in Jojo Rabbit, and Leave No Trace was her breakout role, and she is great in this movie. But Amy Ryan is incredible, and she gives such a great performance in this movie. And if you're going to watch this movie, watch it for her performance alone, because I think she gets so much emotion and so much just, I don't know, you really want her to succeed, and you don't really know what she's going to succeed in, because, you know, she's just a mom. She doesn't have the resources to find these people, although she is using everything in her ability to kind of, you know, get to people and to talk to people and to figure out what in the world is going on, because she figures out more stuff, honestly, than the police did. And that's kind of sad that this is a true story and this actually happened. And I do want to talk about the end of the movie. If you guys haven't seen this movie, I am going to spoil it towards the end, because, you know, it's a true story. I'm spoiling what happened in real life, so I don't think it's the biggest deal. But if you want to watch this movie and figure out what happened throughout the movie, definitely watch this movie. I think if I've sold you on what I've told you so far in this review, definitely go check it out. If I were to put a number on it, which I don't usually rate movies, I would give it this movie probably a 7 or maybe a 7.5. I don't know. It could have been better. It could have had me more emotionally invested, but I think for what it was and for what I was getting into, which I wasn't really sure what I was getting into, I really enjoyed it for that. But let's talk about the ending. So you find out at the end that even more bodies are found, and this is a terribly just haunting situation. And it turns out there's this marsh that they had not searched and that they would not search, and she's finally able to get the police to search this area after a 1 year time jump. And at that point, after that 1 year later thing pops up, it hits you like a truck, because it's over. They're not gonna find her, and they do find her body in the marsh, and she has this metal plate in her jaw, and you see the metal plate, and you see the mom break down, and the sister was there, and it's a terribly just effective scene. And this entire group of all these women that are related to all these girls that have been taken and murdered and buried out in this place. And this relationship and this speech that she gives at the end of the movie is very impactful. And I think this ending really saved it for me, because it made me realize that this movie was it's an angry movie. This movie was supposed to make you frustrated throughout the entire thing, because this is a true story. Like I said, the credits happened and said it was a true story, and I sank. This movie's not an uplifting movie in any way. It is a very angrily driven movie that is just all built on this whole terrible situation. I think in that way it is extremely effective. And also the fact that they never found the killer is another huge thing. That is just crushing, and it reminded me of ways how Zodiac ended. And you know what? Maybe the 7.5, maybe that's a little low. I don't know. I just talking about the ending and what it really meant, and how this is a movie made by the director is Liz Garbus, and I don't know how personally she was tied into the story, or if she just really wanted to tell the story to get it out there, because I hadn't heard of this. I'm not quite sure where this movie takes place, but you feel like you would hear about this thing. And I like the fact that the story is being told, and the ending really got to me, though. After the 1 year time jump, everything after that point was just incredible. I feel like up until that point, and maybe it's just me not knowing what I was getting into, how kind of emotionally draining this movie was and how bleak it was. It's a very bleak movie. The color correction and the design of this movie and just how it looks is very bleak. And of course, the story is very bleak. And so, I don't know. It was an interesting movie. Go check this one out. It's on Netflix. Yeah, let's quarantine and chill. Let's watch these Netflix movies. There's other places that movies come out that's besides the theaters, and these movies usually get ignored, and I want to review these movies and I want to give them attention. Go check out Lost Girls. I think it is definitely worth your watch, and it was very effective. So thanks guys for watching this video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you want to see more reviews or any suggestions on movies you want me to review, comment them down below. If it's movies from 2019 like Chris Luckman's doing, or if it's terribly bad movies that you want me to review or talk about, I don't know. It's an open gate. Let me know what you guys want from the channel. But for right now, this is my plan. So thanks guys for watching, and I hope to see you all in my next one.